Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Tryon. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We have got a great hour ahead. We are going to do lots of paper crafting with some amazing dies, and we're going to create, elaborate keepsakes. You're going to keep these for life. They're going to make beautiful gifts. What I'm talking about are memory books, and not just memory books. We could be doing recipe books, photo albums, scrapbooks, journals, you name it. If you need to put it in a book, you can be making it yourself with these amazing dies from Tonic Studios. And let's take a little look at them because these are the ones I'm going to be using tonight. First, I just want to say hi to everyone who's tuning in. Please let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. I always love hearing from you guys and where you're tuning in. I'll try to get to your comments as we go. If you have any questions about what I'm using or what I'm doing, feel free to put them in there and we'll get them answered for you. So first up tonight, look at these. This is the die, sort of the backbone, if you will, the spine, let's call it, of what we're going to be doing tonight. But I want to, before we get to the dies, show you a little bit about what I'm talking about. I'm going to make some versions of these books and look at how elaborate. And I'm talking about like when you're putting these together, and we're going to get to decorating all of these. But if you're into scrapbooking, memory keeping, card making, anything like that, you're going to love how these come together, because what this does is allows you to create the spine here and then gives you the dies for how you can create the front covers, the back covers, all of the pages in the middle. There's even a half one. You can use these coordinated. This is the half version of this full one here. I have a little ribbon tie on this one. Valentine's Day is coming up this week. How cute, instead of just a traditional card, if you're giving someone a full little memory book with photos and little notes. And I'm going to customize these ones tonight for my daughters for Valentine's. Isn't that going to be just, they're going to love it. They're going to love it. And yeah, all made out of cardstock. No special big, clunky tool needed here. This is just using, thin metal dies in your die cutting machine, and so many different shapes. Look at this one, this clamshell version. And let me just see what the official name of this one is. This one's the Special Times Vanity Box. And look at what happens here. So you open this one up. I'll shove this over so you can really see. And then, again, all just made with cardstock. And as you pull it apart and turn the page down, they all open up in this way and are just one more unique, more customizable than the other. You can even make them into pockets. So you've got little notes and journal cards and things like that coming out. You got to see this. Let's zoom in on the overhead as much as you possibly can there. And because I want to show you, like, imagine you have a little words or small pictures on here. Whoops. We're just getting into focus there. That's maybe a little too, there we go. And if we pull it, watch what happens. I mean, cute, right? These are the kinds of things you can be making with this die set. So I'm going to make one tonight and show you exactly how you can put this together. Because maybe you're looking at some of these pieces and going like, how can that set? So if I'll show you the die set here. So this one here, you're getting all of these dies in the set. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have these on the big craft stream on HSN tomorrow. So if you're watching from the US, you're going to want to tune in tomorrow at 2 p.m. And you'll be able to see what else I'm going to be making with these dies and more. Tomorrow, there's a big craft stream on HSN. So if you're watching from the US, you'll be able to participate in getting some of those great deals tomorrow. Okay, let's see. Hi, Donna. Hi, there's Samantha. Hi, Terry. Let's see where you guys are tuning in from. Hi, Dana. Hi, Nancy. Oh, we've got Paul and Bev from Cape Cod. Thank you so much for tuning in. We totally appreciate it. Let me know, are you a paper crafter? What kind of crafting do you like to do? Have you ever made a memory book? Let me know in the comments. I love knowing what you guys are making these days. I dabble in a little bit of everything. So I love card making. I love scrapbooking. I love sewing and quilting. And tonight I'm really excited to get going on these memory books because this is very cool. Hi, Raina from New Brunswick. Yeah, this is a very cool concept. So if you're looking at a sheet of dies like this is one of the sets that's going to be available. We've got another set. This is the half one. Remember I showed you this book here. This is the set. Again, you're going to be able to make the front cover, the back cover, all of the pages with this die set here. And I'm going to show you how. Again, this one's going to be available tomorrow too. Again, front cover, back cover, all of the pages. And the way you're going to build this is with this die right here. This is the one tomorrow when you're tuning in. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Kathy. Tomorrow when you're tuning in, you want to look for this, the Keepsake Bookmaker Simple Spine die set. This is the spine. This die here, this is the one. It looks sort of strange, like you can't figure out what it might make, but we're going to cut this out and I'm going to show you exactly how it's going to help you make all of the, well, it's going to help you make the spine. It's what's going to keep all of these pages together and movable. It's going to allow you to turn them and it's going to allow you to make this truly three-dimensional. 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional, 6-dimensional. You can keep adding them and adding them and adding them. So let's get started. I'll move some of these out of the way. And please feel free to stop me if you've got questions. We can go through it. And I'm just going to start like with that spine set. And you'll notice when you open it up, there's a QR code here. So if you were using this, when you get this home from HSN, if you're like, what did she say? How do we do that again? Just with your phone, just like this, the QR code right there, up it comes. And then it's going to take you directly to the Tonic Studios and into their craft room and to the video series on how to make these memory books. So when you get this home, don't worry, Tonic's got you covered. You're going to have lots of support. And plus, you can join the Tonic Studios Facebook group, and there's lots of people making lots of these memory books in there. In fact, these sets that are going to be available in the big craft stream on HSN tomorrow are actually, yes, someone's commenting on my nails. I hate having painted nails. These dies that are going to be on the great craft stream tomorrow, they can be used with all of the My Memory Book sets that Tonic has. So once you've got this spine, you can be creating all kinds of beautiful pages, and they all build from this die right here. So let's get started with that. I'll set these over. I'm using my Gemini machine today. You can use these dies in whatever die cutting machine you have. As long as it takes thin metal dies, you're good. I'm just going to grab some cardstock and my paper trimmer. I love this paper trimmer from Tonic. This is the Tim Holtz one. And I've got some 12 by 12 cardstock here, but it doesn't need to be that big. In fact, my Gemini machine can't even take a piece of paper this big. So I'm just going to cut it down. I'll take a few layers at once here. This paper trimmer is really, really solid, really, really good. So you can go through lots of layers at once. And I'm just going to trim this down to 7 inches, just a little bit bigger than what those dies are. Okay, and we can use that for something else. Woo! Excuse me. Dusty paper? I don't know. Take another few sheets. I'll just trim those down too, so that basically I've got, you know, a more manageable size to work with. And I want to just get a couple ready to go here so that we can get this going through the machine. Okay, so I'm just going to take some just plain white. This is the, would your Cuttlebug work? For sure, definitely. It's definitely going to take these dyes, no problem. I love the Cuttlebug. That's old school. I like it. Yeah, so I've got the Gemini machine here, but again, the Sizzix, Spellbinders, whatever die cutting machine you have, you can use these thin metal dies. So I'm just laying it down. And for this cutting configuration, with this particular machine, I'm going rough, like the cutting side up, and then I'm going to put my paper down. I've got my plastic shim and the top plate, and I'm just running it through the machine. So if you've never die cutted before, these thin metal dies it's sort of like it pushes down on the paper, and it gives you these amazingly intricate cuts. So yeah, lots of very cool cutting that can be happening here. But what I'm doing with this particular piece right here is I'm cutting out what's going to be the spine of the book. And I'm going to match it with the pages of the book. So why don't I cut out a couple? So if I were to take the spine on its own right here, you can't really do much without a front cover, back cover. So then decide what memory book set you'd like to use. So in this case, I'm going to pick, they're all gorgeous. Take a look at some of these beautiful ones. I'm going to do the big floral, this one here. And I'm going to use this this one is the filigree floral. And so you can see it's not one die. This is actually many, many dies just stuck down here. And you're going to be able to do tons of different things with them. So for example, different size pages, layering up matting, and then you've got all of that coordinating those accent dies to go along with those dies that are these frame dies also. So you've got the middle pieces, you've got like the little flower center. So what Tonic has done here is really not wasted one scrap of metal. Yes, they could give you a die that's like just the front cover, but instead what they've done is they've given you the whole sheet so that you can really build. Yeah, let's see the question we've got here. Can you use the dies to emboss? That's a great question, Colleen. Definitely. So if your die cutting machine comes with an embossing pad like this one does, maybe yours does too, you could lay the dies down, or the paper down on your embossing pad, use the die without as much pressure. So it's just indenting. You don't want it to cut all the way through, and you're definitely going to want to use your embossing pad for that. And you definitely want to test it before you bring it to your good paper, because different die cutting machines will have a different amount of strength and a different sandwich in order to go through the machine that's most effective for embossing. So yes, I love embossing with dies, but you want to make sure that you test that first. But you should have no problem. That's a great way to add more texture. All right, I'll put a couple of these over, and then let's send a front and back cover through the machine here. So again, just taking my platform, down it goes. And what's really kind of cute about these dies is, yes, it's cutting, but it's also giving me, I don't know if you can see it, but there's all kinds of actually like embossed, but they do cut kind of all the way through, little notches around the edge of the die here. It's hard to see, but maybe I can show you on the paper that I've already cut. It's got like this, it's like just sort of trimming out the edge. It's just an added feature to this die here, which is just kind of pretty. Yes, it would be great if it was just, a square on its own, but it just gives it that little extra something, It's nice when you get more out of your dies. Now, if you're wanting to keep things nice and there we go. Now you can see the edges for sure. See that little edging? So I'm just putting a piece of low tack tape there just to keep everything nice and straight. That kind of matters more if you're using patterned paper or wanting to keep things lined up, but still nothing shifts then when it goes through the machine. So if you had a Gemini Junior or a smaller machine, just check these dies measure almost, not quite, almost 7 inches. I think it's like 6.8. So just make sure I'm using my big Gemini machine here because they go through that one the best. All right, so that could be our front cover. And then I'm just going to run it through a few more times to get the back cover and a bunch of pages. So I've cut out some white ones here already, kind of get the idea. And then let's take our spine, and what you're going to do is just measure from the kind of where it curves here, how long you need your spine to be. You don't need it to be the whole way, but what they've done here with this die is given you a little extra. So you've got room if you wanted to make a book with a larger back cover, you could. So you can make a book, let's see, up to 8 inches with this spine. But this particular die is, like I said, just under 7. But there are many in the series that are larger. So you've got some options with this die here. So that's really great. So all you have to do is cut it down to the size that you want. And so I'm going to just kind of go right about here. And now you can set that little piece of spine. Now it's hard to see, but this is all embossed here. It's not cut all the way through. In fact, we could probably get nice and close again, and you'll see that there's like embossing marks. Can we get there? Well, there is. Just believe me. There's embossing marks here and some little ticks that make it perfect to fold on. So you can easily fold up this spine. And the side that has the little like notches in it, I'm just going to run some like a little strand of red line tape just along that edge inside. And the reason I'm using this tape is A, it's insanely strong, and it allows me to kind of work with it a little bit. So I can get this on here, make sure it's folded. I don't have to like do a tape runner, or I don't have to use glue that might like bubble up. So just give that a little press so it gets down there. And the only thing with red line tape is you've got to peel off the red part. And there it is. So once that's peeled off, on it goes like this. So I'm squeezing that together, those fold lines. And then what I'm left with when it's folded and taped together is that little, it's sort of like a fence. But really what we're making is the spine of the book. And now I'm going to fold the next one. And again, just a piece of that red line tape right inside there. And once you have this spine die, like I said, you can be matching this up with all kinds of different projects for making books. And I'm just using regular white cardstock, like 80 or 100 weight cardstock, nothing super fancy. If you scrapbook or card make or have the Cricut or do any kind of paper crafting like that, I'm sure you have this cardstock in your stash. So this is the kind of thing that you can be using some of what you've got. And again, just another piece of that red line tape. If you don't have this tape, you can use tape runner. It's not the end of the world or anything like that. I just find this like a good size and nice and strong. All right, so this is the last one of this one. But if I wanted my book, you know, to be a real War and Peace, a real long one, you could just add another one and adhere this together. So there's one spine made with 3 little notches. So that's going to do for three pages front and back. But if I wanted to make it even longer, you could just add another one to it. And your book, like as you can see here, would be extra thick. So if I take the red line tape off, first I should probably cut these to the same size so it's not, I'm going to make them. But you get the idea, right? Where you can just add another one to the mix and make it as long as you want. How's everybody doing out there? Are you still with me? Deborah is saying that she has a Cricut, but she's never seen this done before. Something new to try. Definitely, definitely. I love these too because you really do feel like you're making something from scratch. Oftentimes, you know, if we were to do a journal, we'd go to the store and buy a whole, you know, book, and that's what we'd keep our water entries in, how much we were drinking, or, you know, I really like the idea of doing this as a gift for someone, or doing this instead of a scrapbook. So anyway, you can see here how if you were to add the two together, you could make your book thicker. So I'm going to go ahead with just a regular skinnier book tonight, and let's get this adhered to the cardstock. So what you want to do is get your front and back covers, and essentially, if you were to use the front, all right, let's use this one as the back. And I've cut out a couple of these ones. This comes from the other set, the half set. So I've already cut this one here that allows for a longer tail in front. Could this be done on a Cricut? I'm not sure, Donna. I guess you'd probably have to find if there was a file, and then you'd have to switch between a cutting blade and an embossing blade. But if you have these dies, you could do it all just with this one set. But you could look that up. I'm not sure. You'd have to check out on Design Space. Okay, so essentially what we've got here is our front cover and our back cover. And our front and cover is going to kind of come together like this. See what I mean? And we've got this sort of 1/4 inch mark here that we can adhere to our back cover. Someone was asking the measurement of my red line tape. Dana was asking, what's the measurement of your red line? I have so many different ones here. I have a few, like the super, like 1/8, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. We have them. I have lots of them, but these were the ones I pulled out, 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. So the 1/4 inch is great for inside that spine. And then I'm using the 1/2 inch here for just the back cover. I could use glue too. Like, I love this glue, beautiful glue. We're going to get to that too. But when you're building the front and back covers of things, I tend to use the tape just to avoid any bubbling, you know. Plus it's fast. You don't have to wait for it to dry. All right, so on it goes. I guess I should, you know, kind of measure a little bit, but I'm just kind of eyeballing here. And then we'll do the other one, other side. Memory books, you know, are super, super on trend, you know, like I think we have gone through phases of crafting where we're doing scrapbooking, then card making was super huge. Now journaling, you know, travel journals, memory books, those kinds of things, or doing, which are really just mini little scrapbooks used for different things. But if you've got the skills to do this, you like card make or scrapbook, you've got the skills to do the memory book too. I just put the red line tape on the wrong side of that, so that's no big deal. I'm just gonna, I need adhesive on the other side anyway. I just don't want to stick it all at once. See, that's what's good about this glass mat. I can pull this off. Hi, Raquel. Yes, thank you so much for all of your help. All right, let's just make sure this is lining up and that I'm not way, way down on one side and way, way up on the other. Stand up here. On it goes. So it's going to kind of meet in the middle like this. And now I can take either, something decorative and hide those seams here. That would look great. So maybe I'll just use a little tape runner now. Get this down. But I shouldn't jump the gun too soon because I'm always dying to get decorating. But I want to show you how the spine's going to work. So probably want to keep your spine on the left, but you could put it on that side too. Essentially, line your spine up, and you're going to want to. Oh, this is the wrong one. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Nope, it is this one. I'm going to put another piece of that tape down on this one. You want to get that adhered right in there, and then that's when we can start adding our pages. And what's nice about this is you don't have to have everything done. You can build the front back cover like I'm doing right now. If you built that tonight or when you got this home, and then maybe you theme it out. And then as the year goes on, you've got a few more pages. You pull out your die here, and when you feel like crafting something but don't want to do a huge project, you just do another page for another book like this, and then you build it over the year. All right, I'm going to take some of this Nuvo glue that I've got, and just along the spines here, get that down. Nice diamondy tops. Isn't that nice? If you're going to have glue, it might as well be gorgeous, right? Okay, on it goes. And obviously you want to let this dry. I kind of like taking a pencil and just making sure it's got lots of even pressure there. And then you can kind of see how you can go forward here, where you can start building out your pages. And I would recommend for every page you use 2 sheets. So you see how much use you're going to get from these dies. You're going to cut page after page after page, and you're going to build, build, build. So I'd go front to back here, and we've got 1 page. And just as an idea, you could go front to back, let's say with, something nice and glittery and sparkly like that, or like I'm doing with this one over here. And if you tune in tomorrow, if you're just tuning in, I'll let you know we're on HSN tomorrow during the big craft stream. So if you're wanting to see these dies in action tomorrow, we'll be on at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope you'll tune in then on HSN, the Home Shopping Network in the US, because I've got lots of ways you can use these memory book builder dies. And another way, and I'm going to get back to the other one, but I'll just divert for a minute. I'm doing this recipe book. So you'll see this half-shaped die one or set that we've used here. made this entire book. But I'm also, when I'm doing my recipe book, so you can see the shape of the die, it made this half book. It made my front cover of my bigger book. And then on one of the ones I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to show you, I kind of thought this would be cute for a recipe book. Sorry, I just dropped this. A recipe book, which was to not use it this way, but instead turn it this way. And what we can do here, so I'm just starting to build my book here. You'll see me build the rest of it tomorrow if you tune in. And then what we can do, which is kind of fun, is take, as we go and build our pages, we can take it with a coordinating print, which is really fun. So maybe we go this way on one page, and then we use that die this way. Kind of looks like a recipe card. And then as we go, we can kind of hide the recipes in there. And again, we would be putting that spine on the inside and then building our pages as we go. And it's just a way of, like, let's say maybe you have a bunch of your grandma's recipes or your mom's recipes, and you want to pass them on to your sister, or you both want to have a set that has the family recipes in it. You can be delivering it all like this. And so I just pulled some paper that I had that, was just kind of cute for this idea. And so anyway, tune in tomorrow and you'll be able to see me finish off this project too. Because I kind of thought this would be a great way to use this die. Like I said, I'm using it this way instead of this way. But again, versatility, right? When you get these sets, you can use them for so many different things. Once you kind of start flexing that creative muscle, you'll be surprised at what you can come up with. So anyway, tune in for a little more inspiration tomorrow. I love having you guys with me when I'm on. And so we'll have some fun together tomorrow. There's lots of crafting going on HSN tomorrow. So we'll see you over there. Okay, let's go back to this one because I'm going to keep creating here. We've got our back cover, and I did put the back panel on. The spine here is dry, so why don't we start adding a couple pages and see what it looks like, huh? So on the back cover, we could do a little something like this. If we're using that big embellishment frame die that comes in the set and we cut it out, this is what we get. Gorgeous. Of course, we're going to want to use it not just with the inside, but with the outside too. So you're going to use these two in combination. I really got this stuck to my cardboard here. All right. So that's how you achieve the cutout look. If I wanted to cut out just the inside of my whole paper, I would use this die on its own. If I add the frame to it, it's going to cut it out like this out of the larger sheet. And then I can use it as a little frame here, which is what I've done there. And for this job, I'm using that same glue this time. Oh, not that one. I've got 2 bottles of this glue. I keep one normal and then one, which is a little bit taller, with the precision tip on there. And that's going to allow me to get right into some of these little small, very lacy areas. Now, I have seen some tips on how to apply glue to all the little lacy areas like this on intricate dies like this. You kind of put the glue on your hand and mush it around everywhere, but I know I'm going to just be like, have everything stuck to me by the time this live is done. So I'm just going to take a minute and do it with the precision tip. And what's kind of cool about these lacy dies is when you cut it out, there's a positive and a negative. So I've got all the little bits of the inside. If you cut this out in a coordinating color and use it on another page, which was what I've done here, you'll end up with all of the little bits that you can use to decorate inside the lace here. So just get this down. And then Let's take a look at this one that I cut out of another. And this one I cut out of adhesive cardstock. And you can just kind of like jewel it up in a few spots. This mirror cardstock is so lovely for this. Just get it on there. And it just adds a little something. Now, don't get me wrong here. I've really started going in for the nitty-gritty of the decorating before I've even gotten to my front cover but I do want to kind of show you some of the things that you can be doing before we get too far down the path. I don't want to leave the back cover totally naked. You know, let's give it a nice piece too. Get that on there. What's so great when you are using dies for cutting is that you're just guaranteed that everything always fits perfectly, you know? So we'll cover up that spine there. Let's cover up this side. I also love the idea of maybe getting out my sewing machine. And so you'll see here how it looks like stitches along the side, but I could be putting real stitches in this too. You can sew on paper, no problem at all. Okay, let's do a page. So if I were to build a page out here, let's get that big die again. And I will face down. Oh, no, this one's going to go face up, sorry. And it goes. And so you could, you know, kind of do some assembly line cutting at the beginning if you know you're going to need, you know, 8, 12 pages. You can go ahead and do them all at once, or you can just kind of build as you go, as I'm doing here. We won't have time tonight to make the entire book. I'll show you one that's already completed, but sometimes you don't always have time to do the whole marathon sessions. Sometimes you just have to take it one page at a time, which I think is totally fine. We're all busy, and sometimes it's nice to just sit down, do a little bit of something, and feel like you're making a bit of progress. So we'll go wrong sides together. We've got a white sheet and a pink sheet. Looks great. Adhere them together. It could be tape, could be red line. I'm just using some tape runner here. Now, whoa, before I put that together, I want to put another row of adhesive right here. So I'm going to use that red line tape again before I get that stuck to there. Don't get ahead of yourself, Jen. So I'm putting that adhesive. Now you could use tape runner or glue too. The glue will take a little bit longer because you'd have to hold it there until it dries. But a piece of red line tape like this on this side, another piece on the other side. On it goes. I do not want that hanging off the edge. So little fine tip scissors here helps get in the tiny spaces without having tiny little finger holes. I like that. See, they look like regular size, but with the tiny precision tip, it's nice. You'll be able to go to hsn.com also. Even though we're going to have a bunch of stuff on my show, there'll be extra stuff on hsn.com. You can check it out. All right, I just pulled off the red line adhesive. And then what I'm going to do is I've got my tape runner down here. But first, I'm just going to line this up on one side And then line up the other one, the matching, on the other side of the spine there. And then bring them together. And look at that. A page of my book. Cute, right? Easy, totally easy. You'd also have the option of decorating this before you adhered it all together too. But I wanted to show you how to get a page in there. And then you can kind of see the more you'd add, the thicker the book will get. But you've got room with this, spine here to do 2 more pages. So let's get this one a little more decorated up before I, just kind of go on and on all night. The die sets come with so many intricate dies that you've got tons of ways that you can be embellishing. So for example, if I were to use the half die like this, super, super intricate. Again, it comes with the border part, the interior, right? So you could use these together or separate, whichever you wanted. And you've also got the embellishments too here. So this is going to work on its own. And then you've got the coordinating dies. So take a look at what we've done here for the front covers with those exact dies. So it's 2 different cuts, the background, and then that overlay, and then the positive and negative right in there. And we can use these on our front cover. It's going to look great. Cute, hey? Oh, come on, tape runner. Aren't tape runners just the most finicky things? And everything just fits. I want to make sure I've got a nice flat surface to put this on. And you could punch a little hole here. You could use some embellishments here. We could do something like a little hole right here and a little hole right here and tie it together with the ribbon. Do a little embellishment on the front. There's all kinds of different things that you could do when you cut these out. We've got little dies for some little pieces. So, so cute. Decorate it up a little bit. We can use some Nuvo is great for their crystal drops. It adds like a little bit of texture. So kind of complete those daisies, put a little drop of that right in the center and it'll puff up. That's a super cute way to add dimension. Love that. So I'm just going to set that over there to dry. I'll use that precision tip again on these ones. All right, this is coming together. All right, let's take a look at what else we could do here. I'll move this along and get to my page here. If you've got photos on your phone, get them printed out. Look what we did on this side. Again, the concept is all here. And just using some of those frame dies in a way that allows you to just keep building on what you've already made here. Keep building on it. And if you're wanting to turn this into, a photo album, let's say, or a memory book for someone, let's grab and you can kind of see how you can build up. So when you've got sets that are builder sets, that's what you want to look for, builder sets, because it's going to allow you to continue to build. It's not like a die that only fits one thing one time. You know, you're able to cut out the embellishments, the sentiments, you know, all of the matting, all of the, you know, like this is all that same set, just cut into the background instead of cutting the background out. Just super, super versatile. I like that you can be cutting this out and having a little place for journaling here. Like, you know, me and Ruby, we went for a walk on the trail this day, and, you know, I could put the date and what we did and, you know, use a little string here and just pretty it up. Isn't that just so cute? If I was doing this, I'm kind of thinking this journal would be great for her, and it all could be different pictures of me and her, and, you know, use them, map them up, and have, you know, as gorgeous and beautiful as this is, just, you know, fun photos, fun little memories that you can put in. You know, I love the little hidden ones like this, where it's like you open it up and we could build another mat there with some of the coordinating cardstock and layer things up so it's looking gorgeous. You know, and it's just like a little surprise whenever she opens it up. And I love stuff like this, where everywhere you look, there's another little something and that you're never expecting. Add those in. And then you haven't spent $30, $40, $50. Have you seen the price of an actual scrapbook at the store that just has plastic pages in it? Never mind. You could buy 3 of these die sets for the price of one scrapbook, and you will have made this yourself. It's a very, very cool concept. You know, it all starts with this spine builder die. This is the backbone of the operation, the spine. And it'll be available tomorrow during the big craft live stream. The big stream will be on tomorrow at 2 p.m. For the big craft stream. And so if you tune into hsn.com, you'll be able to catch us. And we're going to have everything. Like, we'll have the spine. We'll have everything you need to make this one here, along with the half set. So let me just get you the official names of them. These are the actual sets here. You know, when you're actually making stuff, it's hard to keep everything pristine and perfectly right there. So this one is very, very cool also. I love this one. The Special Times Vanity, the Vanity box. And that's this clamshell one here. Same kind of idea. Where you'd be taking your spine die and you'd be using it at the bottom, cutting it to size, and then allowing yourself the pages to all be these clamshells. And same idea. Every little page could be just a little something, another little surprise, another little photo, another little, you know, ticket stub, memory, something in each one. And everywhere you turn in a page like this is something different. And everything comes in the set. So even the little, you know, belt buckle here for your ribbon is in the set. And so when we're untying this, and you want to peek inside, again, everywhere is embellished, everywhere is decorated. We can put another little cute picture of me and Ruby in there, decorate it up, hide it away, so that, you know, someday when she pulls this out, everywhere she goes, there's another little something special. What a great gift. Anyway, that one's one of the sets. And then, so that one is the Special Times Vanity box and Memory Book die set. So it's the Vanity box. And then this one here is the Sweet Recollections half cut. So this is the half cut here. And we use the half cut on the front of this one which is the filigree floral layering set. That's this one here. But again, everything's starting with that spine. And so cute. Yeah, so I hope you've had a little bit of fun making this with me tonight. You've been inspired, I hope, to try making a memory book of your own. We've got so many pictures on our phones, and they just live on our phones now. We never seem to print them out or have a venue for them. Or if you're shopping for scrapbooks or things like that, and you look at the price and you think, oh, forget it, I'll just scroll on my phone. But this is a great way that you can be memory keeping without and getting those photos out of your phone without breaking the bank, and really truly using up some of the cardstock you've got in your stash. And I love that set for how versatile it is, and making these books on your own. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. I'm going to finish that recipe book. We're going to have a bunch of other examples of what other memory books. It doesn't even have to be a memory book. We're calling them memory books, but yeah, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time, tune into the big craft stream, and we'll have lots of ideas for other books you can make, like the recipes, the travel journal, yeah, some good stuff like that. Any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, we'll get back to the stream a little later on tonight and tomorrow and see if you have any questions about what we were making here tonight. We're always glad to help. You can follow me on social media right here on Facebook at Jennifer Tryon Homemade, or on Instagram. It's right down there at Jennifer_Tryon on Instagram. And be sure and join the Tonic Facebook group if you are looking for lots of extra support, because people in that group have been making memory books for a while, and I'm sure they're going to love to coordinate some of these extra dies that are now coming into the set to use with their spines. So there's always tons of inspiration in that group, so you can find it there, the Tonic Studios group. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We will see you on the big craft stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you there. Good night, everybody.